Hi, welcome to the Yair Care presentation and tutorial. Need a new style? Put some Yair right there and make it worth your while. Karma Dharma Entertainment presents Stardust Yair Wraps. It's the only brand that's pre-cut and dipped in Stardust non-fusion growth syrup. This product serves three purposes. It styles hair, wraps hair, and grows the hair. It's a lot different than weave or regular yarn. Stardust Yair is the only brand made with wool and cotton fabric and is dipped in our Stardust non-fusion growth serum. It helps protect the hair from fusing to your hair so much and adds enough weight to the hair to make hair grow and not too heavy to pull hair off. Stardust Non-Fusion Growth Serum was created with a recipe that supports and grows hair. It also supports the fusion of the hair. You don't want it to fuse, you want it to grip. And the Stardust Non-Fusion Growth Serum allows the hair to grip instead of fuse. Fuse, it wants to connect to your hair. It wants to be a part of your hair, which will cause a whole lot of damage in trying to take it down. And the grip, it just causes it to grab really tight so it can pull. Yeah, so sometimes, just like you can't always tell the difference between weave and plastic hair, yarn and gear will almost be about the same way. So that's why it's really important to make sure you buy the Stardust brand, Karma Dharma Stardust brand, because this brand has been tested for over 20 years to give you the exact results you're looking for. You probably can't tell the difference, but your hair can. Stardust Gear has been tested for over 20 years for the growth process. It can and will grow your hair if used correctly. If used incorrectly, it can become damaged. Yair is a very strong fabric, which causes it to have a strong grip from fusion. The weight is very light, but with multiple strands, it becomes heavier. The weight from the grip of the Yair is doing to your hair will pull hair from its roots, causing it to grow faster. It accelerates the growth. If the weight is too heavy, it'll cause hair strands to pop one by one. Ping, ping, ping. You won't even know. You can't see it, can barely feel it. And that's how some people have hair damages they don't even know about. Yair can be very dangerous if used incorrectly, which is why I stress the point, very important, never use it for thin hairstyles. Let's do a strand test. Take a look at these strands. The strands represent the strands in your hair, how they're all free and loose and light, and it just flows. And the bottle that sits on top of the strands represents your roots. And now we have the same strands attached to a braid of Yair. And the braid of Yair is way thicker than the strands. And now you see how the strands are being pulled on. But the bottle is still strong enough to hold the strands. That's what Yair will do to your hair. Here we'll wet the Yair so you can see the gravitational pull change after Yair is wet and what will happen when Yair is wet or something heavy is attached to some strands of your hair. Here is a strand of hair, straight piece of hair, and I want you to see the change in the gravitational pull after the strand of hair is curled. A curl will change the gravitational pull in reverse. A curl will actually make a strand of hair lighter because curls support each other. The top curl is supported by the curl up under it, and so on. And so curls in your hair causes the hair strands to be lighter, which also would cause it to grow a little slower because the gravitational pull is not supporting itself no longer. Yeah, so with your real hair, you have to do a lot of weight watching. Weight will change the gravitational pull. Water, grease, oils, Yair, barrettes, hair balls, and such. Anything added to the hair will cause the hair to start to pull from the roots. And if it's pulling from the roots too much or from less strands of hair, little strands of hair, it pretty much will break, pop, or whatever. So yeah, please be careful with the weight. Yair is mainly for thick hairstyles only. The only time you can use thin strands is for wrapping the hair. When Yair is wet, it becomes heavier, which will accelerate the hair grow a lot faster also. But if worn wet for way too long or a long amount of time, that can become damaging. Hair damage, pull from the roots, also mildew. So it's very important to wear Yair correctly. So let the hair dry after being wet, that's fine. Trying to keep it wet all the time will cause a lot of damage. So again, do not use Yair for skinny braids or the portions. Do not use Yair for portions, skinny portions or thin portions for braids or plaits or anything of that nature. That will be very damaging. Taking it out is what's going to be the most damaging part. It looks really good, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be very hard to take out. The fusion is too strong and the weight is also too heavy. You will lose hair taking it out. This is for easier, bigger, quicker hairstyles. These are hair wraps. You can braid, twist, or lock your hair first as thin as you want and just add Yair. You can also use weave too if you like, and then use the Yair. 1 or 2 strands of wrap, pretty good. Not too much weight. Before adding the Yair, pull on the bottom strings and make some very uneven. This creates the most natural look possible. Always make sure one string is longer than all the rest because that'll be the one that you tie up with and in the braid. When braiding or plaiting Yair into the hair, you always want to use a larger amount of hair than Yair. Always use a larger amount of hair. Sorry about that. Always use a larger amount of hair than Yair. And here's a little trick that I would like to show you. You can begin your braid and braid down just a little. And you can stop. The braid is not going to come down. The grip from the Yair is very strong. It'll hold.
My pause right there.
And then you can add plaits in the middle of your braid. Half a plait. Only plait partially. Just about 3 rounds. And then stop. And then do about 2, 3, maybe even 4 more. And after you've added the plaits in the middle of the braid, then begin braiding the hair and braid it the rest of the way. What you've just done was added length and thickness to your braid. This is called Yair trapping. Yair trapping is when you trap Yair to Yair or trap Yair to your hair by just plaiting 3 to 4 rounds of plait 3 to 4 rounds of plaiting, and you just leave it, and that way it's kind of still loose, but it still have that strong grip, so it'll stay and allow you to continue your braid. Use Yair trapping to make hair longer or to make hair thicker, and we'll show you that in the videos ahead. And just doing it this way makes it look the most natural, I think, than adding it all at the same time. And you have this one big old thick old lock and make yourself look like a Cabbage Patch doll. Doing this will add length and thickness to your braid, but towards the bottom, you want it kind of thin anyway. This is called Yair trapping. Yair trapping is when you trap Yair to Yair or trap Yair to your hair by just plaiting 3 to 4 rounds of 3 to 4 rounds of plaiting, and you just leave it, and that way it's kind of still loose, but it still have that strong grip, so it'll stay and allow you to continue your braid. If strands stick out, don't worry. You can cut them straight off. It's really easy. It doesn't change the look. It actually makes it look a whole lot better. And the more you cut them, you can't even tell. So you can just cut away until it's the shape and exact look that you want. Here's a look at what it looked like when you braid Yair and your hair is flat ironed. And you can also flat iron the Yair also. I just would advise strongly that you make sure the flat iron or any hot iron you use is on a kind of a low temperature, just enough to flat iron, because flat iron causes damages also. Too high, it will burn your hair out. Sometimes you can see it and sometimes you cannot. Sometimes you will not, but your hair will turn another color. And that's when you know it's pretty much over. The color part will pretty much fall. Sometimes you just won't see it. You'll notice it later when it's about too late. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching part 1 of Karma Dharma Stardust Yair tutorial. Part 2 is right on the way. Hope you like it and enjoy it. Like and subscribe to our video channel. And thank you very much.